Right, that's about as far as we think we can go, so we've just turned round. We're on the River Arun, upstream of Pulborough.
Almost up to Picker.
Yeah, almost up to sort of Picker Sheepwash area. That's the back of Steve's head. Alright, I'm going to do a few views on the way back. So peaceful, isn't it? All you can hear is the wind rustling through the reeds. We're just drifting because we stopped for a drink.
And a roll up on an inflatable boat.
And a roll up on an inflatable boat because my eldest son still hasn't got rid of his bad habit of smoking.
Or listening to his dad.
Or listening to the advice of his dad, yeah, exactly. Some beautiful views along this stretch. Hang on, I've got to do some rowing. I don't know quite how far we rowed upstream, but we rowed steadily all the way, didn't we?
Well, matey seemed to say it was 1.5 miles.
Yeah.
Up to the snag.
To where
so we must have done 2.5, 3 miles.
Yeah. And now we're sort of taking a nice steady ride back, drifting. Odd little bit of paddling here and there and getting some of these views. Another little narrow bit here to negotiate. I'll better pitch in.
No, you're right.
No, okay. Places the river's quite wide, but further up the top side of Pulborough you get some really narrow bits, and the bit that we just got to, we may have been able to negotiate our way through it, but this is our first trip, so we thought probably far enough. As you can see, another little bit where the trees come down now, they get left. You know, many years ago, the water board, or river board, sorry, not the water board, the river board used to clear fallen trees and what have you. It's not now. Steve just getting himself comfy again. Right, I'll pitch in with a bit of rowing.
No, you're right.
Yeah, some stunning views in there along here, and it's so peaceful. Oh, right. Oh, sorry. So, you know, we've got quite a wide stretch down here. And yet when we get further back towards Stopham, there's places where we can just squeeze the canoe through, so it's
back to Marwood here again.
Yeah, we are probably in Marwood's area, aren't we? But it's beautiful to see. So quiet. Apart from me yakking, the birds singing. Steve's just rowed me closer to get a little bit of video of the lily pads. Not quite as big as the ones we saw in Mauritius once. Huge lily pads over there, mate. They look like stepping stones when you see them over there. They're so big. But, right, okay, I'll get back to some rowing. All the trees.
I think there's a few Velcro strips on these green seats.
Yeah, so that
So they velcro to the
together,
bottom seat.
yeah.
And then the velcro can obviously attach to the bottom of the boat.
Absolutely, and then you can sit with a little bit more comfort. Right. This is a stretch that Steve particularly likes.
Just coming into Harwood's now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is Harwood's property. And I suppose, would that be Stopham Estate over
I
there?
would imagine so.
Yeah.
All rich landowners that have done
Yeah.
fuck all by steal the land for hundreds of years, but there you go. Tell us we're not allowed on it.
Lots of little signs along the banks, periodically saying no picnickers. Yeah.
Which you can understand because they're all dirty gits, but there's shit everywhere, but
Yeah, that's the trouble. Yeah, that is the trouble. People, their own worst enemies. They're allowed to go somewhere. They go there, they leave all their rubbish behind, and then wonder why the landowners stop them going there. It is understandable, to a degree. Yeah, see how it's changing again.
this definitely looks intriguing to me. Massive pike, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'll bet there is. Get here in the winter.
Left alone and all this cover.
Yeah, not fished up here much, I wouldn't have thought. Doesn't it look lovely?
Yeah, if I had a nice little boat to get up here to fish, I would.
I'm definitely a country boy at heart. No two ways about it. Look at that.
This is where it narrows right up again.
Yeah, I'll
innit?
have to get the oar out in a minute. Get through some of these tiny bits. I think I've captured all that.
Well,
now.
not so much narrow, but all the trees
Yeah.
wide over.
Yeah. Yeah, as you can see coming up there, I'm going to have to get back on the oar and help Steve get through there.
Loads of little roach out again.
Yeah, I'll bet there is. Yeah, I'll see a couple jumping just now.
It's almost like you could be abroad, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it
Looking
is.
at the river here like this. Or not, you know, you can be somewhere totally different.
Yeah, it's
You
beautiful.
don't see the Arun like this that often.
No.
Not, you know, not without getting on your boat. And
No, you
it actually just really puts a whole different spin on how it feels and looks.
And the thing
You
is,
can understand it why there's big, good fish in this river.
yeah, coming into a wide stretch again, look.
Me still doing all the rowing, look.
You still doing all the rowing.
Like rowing Miss Daisy.
I always wanted that to be chauffeur driven. I will add for the camera that Steve did say you can do some filming and I'll keep rowing. Right, I will pitch in now. There's got all this bit on the video.
What she had?
Yeah,
And people would turn around and say, ugly cow.
yeah, and there she's doing all that.
You know, it's those kind of people that eventually put someone like that off to volunteering, which means that place will shut, which means there's another couple of drug addicts and fucking dealers and bastards on the streets because she wasn't there to help them.
Yeah. I suppose when I put this video on, I better put not made for children on it, and because it'll be the odd. Hey,
Leaf being blown.
got one of those very narrow bits coming up. Huh. both on this one again, aren't we? We've just come through. You see the tree out in the water up there, look. Yeah. We're just drifting at the moment. And right, spin her around then. Face the other way. And right. Or multitasking, rowing and filming. Right, through that little obstacle. That's what we just come through. If you can see it, I'll turn him. Can't really see what I'm looking at there. Right, another bit coming up that we might have to negotiate. I'm learning to multitask. Bit of paddling and filming at the same time. Although I can't see what I'm filming, of course. Right, you're on track in a minute.
Tide is still going down.
Well, this little spot here brings back great memories from the time that I mightily defeated my son Stephen in a fishing competition here.
Or cheated me out of my pocket money.
He's never got over the fact that he got beaten.
50 years, 40 years, 40 years.
We were fishing away. The competition was for the most fish and the biggest fish, and Steve was winning, but my wife arrived and I left my rod in the water to walk down and meet her, help her over a fence or something, I believe. When I come back, this nice 4.5 pound bream had attached itself to my line, because obviously I was meant to be the winner. And of course Sulky in front here has never got over that.
He probably drank my pocket money the night before.
I probably did, yeah, that's what it was. Well, we're not far away from where we started. We started at Stopham Bridge, and we're getting into the wider stretch just before we get there. Yeah, let me go around all this wooded area. I don't know if I'm going to get it in the video because I'm trying to do it over my shoulder. It's Park Mound, which as kids, both myself and of course my children when they were younger, was a bit of a playground, as was this for fishing and boating, and of course I learnt to swim in the river down here. But probably not something I would advise youngsters to do these days, particularly as I personally know many people that have drowned in this river. And it looks pretty, but it's fast flowing and it's got a dangerous current. I think it's the second fastest flowing river
now classed as one of the fastest. I think they've done work on the Severn Bore, which slowed the push down.
Oh right.
Don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty certain it was affected.
Bird song. Yeah, if they went over, they would float with the paddleboard, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they're attached to it, so they'd be able to grab it.
So therefore they don't need life jackets. I'm wearing a life jacket. Steve isn't, because he's a bad boy. But then, probably when I was his age, I probably wouldn't have been wearing one either, because I used to ride motorbikes with just t-shirts and fishing tackle boxes and things on my back, so I can't really complain. But common sense says we do need to wear them. Doesn't it, Steve?
I ain't got common sense.
No pictures, please.
You're supposed to be working.
Yeah, we've passed many paddle boarders and canoeists this morning. Morning.
Morning.
I haven't got a clue what I'm videoing here. The sun on the screen, and he wearing sunglasses. It's very hit and miss.
It means you don't have to row for 10 minutes, doesn't it?
Yeah. Just for the camera, Steve said to me, don't worry about rowing, you can do some videoing. But of course, just like the fishing competition, he'll want it to look like I've been cruel again. Which of course I am.
Let me take this down gently then. Oh,
Morning. So we're just coming back to Stopham Bridge, and this is where we started from. So we rode up to where I started videoing, and then I've videoed stretches on the way back. Okay, so I'm back home now. Steve and I had a nice time canoeing up the Arun. Like to say, we started at Stopham, just outside of Pulborough, and we canoed up north on the Arun as if you were heading toward Billingshurst sort of direction. Pretty much as far as we could go, I think, let's get some blockages. I would advise anybody that does canoe or go on the River Arun to wear a life jacket. It is a dangerous river. Whether you know it, whether you can swim, doesn't matter. I know knew plenty of people that lost their lives in that river. So if you do go on there, be careful and good luck.